Hey planner friends, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Okay, today is gonna kind of be a catch up for those of you that follow me on Instagram at Amanda's Favorites. And for those of you who have been following my other videos about this, I wanted to show just how am I planning right now in my life right now. It is the week September 3rd through the 9th. Today is actually Thursday, so it's September 7th. And what does my planner look like right now? And what are the thoughts I'm having about it? Okay, so I am still in Passion Planner, but this week, or actually last week when I was planning out this week, I was really having an inkling to, I really want to start my ERIN CONDREN that I have, my vertical horizontal, but I didn't make it start until January. So I kind of planned out a week in my InkWELL vertical and horizontal. Let me grab those. Okay, so since I was just getting this urge to just, switch planners, because when you have, a lot of planners in your house, and now that I'm running this channel, I definitely get that urge for sure. So I planned out this week also in this InkWELL Press Classic vertical. So I put all my same things on here, and I have said this before in many other videos, but for those that are new, I really wish the 3 boxes were at the top, because I use my 3 boxes for my go-tos for the day. Like, so if I have to go somewhere or appointments or just something very important for that day, like something besides an appointment or an errand, just something that will get done that day, that has to get done, but mainly they're for appointments or errands. So I just don't know if I can make my mind click to having boxes at the bottom. So right now, I'm definitely not going to switch to using this one, but I mean, quite often I go and plan a week in another planner because it just helps me see how it would go in that planner, and it confirms whether or not, I like what I'm using or not. I think I'm just, why am I wanting to switch? I think because I'm wanting pretty. And my planning does end up messy in any planner, but just in Passion Planner, it's just less pretty. And I guess because I don't use the lines in Passion Planner a whole lot, because these lines are quite tiny for me. I am a big writer, and I don't like to have to try to concentrate and write tiny, because usually I am just scribbling lists and notes in my planner as they come, and so I don't like to try to have to write tiny. So I guess, yeah, I mean, I'm just having an inkling to switch at this point to something pretty. And since my ERIN CONDREN doesn't start until January, I have these InkWELLs, and so that's what I was doing. So I've never actually used and planned in this vertical InkWELL, like used it for a period of time. I've done planning like this for a week to kind of see like, how would that work? And I've like set it beside me at my table spot, during the week where I work off of. And so I've given it a try, but like I said, to look down at the bottom for my appointments and stuff is hard. So I tried drawing a line across and was like, well, could I just write my appointments up here at the top like I do in my Passion Planner? Because I ignore the times. If you want to know how I plan in my Passion Planner in detail, go ahead and watch some of my other planning videos. This one I'm just kind of catching you up on this week. So I've been in my Passion Planner since May 1st. So I've been in there 4 full months plus, a couple weeks. Anyway, so that's what it looks like in InkWELL Vertical. And then I went and did the same thing in my InkWELL Horizontal, which she calls Flex, because if you follow me, I have planned in this for a couple months this year. I did actually use the InkWELL Flex Horizontal, and I used my 3 boxes for my go-tos or my appointments for the day, and they were easy to see because I could easily see the day and I could easily look here. It wasn't the same as looking all the way to the bottom of the page. So I really do like this setup. And that is why I did order the the new coil-free to try and review for you guys and to try out myself for 2018. I ordered the coil-free and the Flex. So I'm very excited about that coming. So I know this can work for me because I used it for several months this year. I know this can work for me. At this point, it's just kind of like, do I want to transfer every single thing I've already pre-planned in the Passion Planner for the rest of the year to this? Do I want to make that switch? So it's definitely something I'm thinking about for sure, because I enjoyed my time in here and I can't wait to get the Flex Coil free and try it out. So that's what this same week looks like in those two. Of course, those two would get messier if I was actually planning in it, because then I would be marking out, I would be working off of it. Now, my Passion Planner did used to get a lot messier. I'm going to take you back to the beginnings. Well, it started out neat, actually started neater in list form. But I used to write a lot more in here of my lists. But as time went on, I ended up going back to using my Emily Lay for just my daily list. So I work off my Passion Planner weekly for sure. And I look at my weekly and I start making my daily lists off that. Now, I have said this before, this format doesn't really work for me. So I just use her page as a list right now, just simply because I bought it and I have it, because this was my 3rd year to use it. It worked really well for me the past 2 years, and I was using it more like she has it set up times and to-dos. But this year, it seemed forced to me and it wasn't working for me because I don't have a lot of timed appointments. So I stole this, well, not stole it, but from InkWELL Press's new daily planner and her whole podcast about to-do list. InkWELL Press owner Tanya Dalton has a podcast, and it is called Productivity. What's it called? I'll put that name up here. It just completely left my mind. I listen to it like all the time. What's it called? Productivity Paradox? Productivity. I'll look it up and put it down here. But Tanya Dalton has a podcast also, and she also talked about this in there, but her new daily planner for InkWELL Press has immediate, important, and insignificant. And I always organized my day in the 1, 2, 3 method if I had a long list for the day. And so this kind of goes with that, and I wanted to try her way. I have a whole video on my 1, 2, 3 productivity list method, but I would always just look at my big list for the day and then go, what is my first 1, 2, 3? And I would write that down, and I would do those 3. And then if I got those done, then I would look at my list and say, what are the next 1, 2, 3 most important? And I still like that way a lot. But this is just another way to go immediate. And that kind of to me is like what must be done today. The rest are important, but if they don't get done today, it's not crucial. And then insignificant, most days I have listed stuff there. Like that was yesterday, but not today. I just didn't have anything listed there. And then I usually have some other notes off to this side. So that's how I've been using my Emily Lay daily for a list. Just because I have it, I went back to it. I was using this ERIN CONDREN hardbound for my daily list, and I actually like it better. But since I have the Emily Lay, I figure I might as well use it up through the end of the year. So in my ERIN CONDREN, I used to make my daily list also, but right now I'm just making my weekly list. And so this is my weekly list, and sometimes it is so big like this, it will continue on for 2 weeks. But so I just write the date, not to where it goes to, because I don't know how this list can continue past 7 days. I have my main list. I have my husband's list for when he's home, stuff I need help with or stuff I need to ask him to do or help me with. I have my appointments listed. I have things I need to call on, a Home Depot list because we need to be going there soon, and an Amazon list, which is kind of like always constantly going of stuff that I need to like research and choose on Amazon. Just little things like a cord holder for my son's desk, earbuds for my son at the gym, stuff like that, whiteout tape. So my weekly lists have always been in here since I got this and started using it, and I have a video about that. I love it. And I leave this open on my desk to my weekly list. When I used to use it for my daily, I would keep my weekly, and then my dailies would just go here and flow however many pages I needed for my daily that week. And I would go back and consult my weekly list. So that's how I'm planning now. I'm using this for my weekly list. I'm using this for my daily just because I hate to just think of the rest of the paper wasted in it. And then, even though I do like my daily better in here, I have a whole video talking about Emily Lay and my ghosting problem. I've heard the paper's better this year. And just the divided column, because it doesn't flow for me. It seems like a big waste, and I just don't need this thickness right now. And since I'm not using the timed columns. And then to end, some might ask, well, when I started out in the Passion Planner, I was using the to-do list at the bottom a lot more. I was not writing in the ERIN CONDREN my weekly to-do list. I was not. And I was not writing daily lists in my Emily Lay anymore. I was just trying to only use this. The problem I came across was I had to transfer a lot of stuff from this list every single week to the next week. So that just seemed like kind of like a waste of time. Although I loved having my list down here and I loved having it all together, but my desk is not that big. It's a little desk in the kitchen. This stays open on my desk all the time. Now, where I sit at my table spot to do a lot of work in the kitchen, because my desk isn't big enough to have this open and have my computer open, and where I homeschool my son is at my kitchen table. And so that's where I need a daily list sitting right next to me, and that's where this comes in. And my weekly list is open on my desk. So this is just a system that works best for me right now. And honestly, if I didn't have this Emily Lay, I could have a little Target legal pad for my daily list, and that would work too. I just wouldn't be able to go and write items ahead, which I've written a few things ahead in here. So that is a little bit helpful for that. But then it can also be bad to go right ahead in this daily list of mine, because then it just starts getting messy and that thing ends up not getting done on that day. And then it just makes more mess on that day. And, you know, everything gets kind of messed up that way. Anyway, that I didn't expect this to be that long. And yeah, so that's how I'm planning right now. That's where I am with these 3 items, and that's how it's going. So that's where I am in September of 2017. And I am waiting on my InkWELL Flex to come, the coil list, and I'm waiting for my ERIN CONDREN to start. Both of those don't start till 2018. So those will be the 2 that I will probably be trying out my planning with in 2018 for sure. I will keep you guys updated. I hope your planning is going great. Have a great week, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.